Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast, and today it is a 2 vs 2 on Moscow Outskirts. It's a very interesting game. It is between Clan RTN versus Clan RTN, and they must have queued up for 2 vs 2 and happened to find one of their mates on the other end. And down at the bottom, we have our pink Wehrmacht player, Ciez, and our red OKW player, Momo4sho, both in Clan RTN. And up top, we have our yellow British Forces player, Lyconious, and our blue Russian player, Tomakaze, who is not Clan RTN, but apparently is a friend of Lyconious. It is Moscow Outskirts. We have our victory points going straight across the center of the map like so. A fuel point and a munitions point on the right side, and a munitions point, fuel point on the left side as well. And so Stern Pioneer is moving directly to that fuel point right away, and also moving a Kuba wagon in behind that. Schwer Wehrmacht Schlepper is set up just behind the center of the map there, and Pioneers taking the territory point, and infantry right in front of them. And a battle occurring over here on the left side. First blood with the combat engineers and the Kuba wagon, and conscripts going to be moving over to the center. Looks like they're going after that victory point there. And it looks like Kuba wagon a little bit too slow to the show there, and allowed the engineers to get that territory point. Meanwhile, the conscript moving over to the left side of the map, and the MG42 set up inside this building here, and now moving over to the right side here, taking the rest of the territory, putting some barbed wire up. Some grenadiers moving out as well, picking up that leftover territory. And Stern Pioneers here putting some barricades there to prevent the ally from using that, or his opponent from using that, rather. And a Kuba wagon firing away at the conscripts here. I'm going to try and suppress him, but unfortunately has to move it. And now needs to wait a moment. Going to Uran, try and get around that. And going to manage to do that. Going to have to back that up. However, we have some Stern Pioneers here that are going to try and get as close as possible and save this Kuba wagon. And some really good Kuba wagon juking going on here. And just couldn't keep it up forever there. And Engineer now moving over to the fuel point here. Stern Pioneers just took that, but now going to get taken back here by the conscripts. On the right side, infantry taking the territory point.
A new infantry section is
British forces own the right side victory point, and Pioneers have set themselves up inside the house there for a little bit of safety for now. And the Volksgrenadier is going to be taking that center munitions point. And we have some engineers and Stern Pioneers doing a dance here, and now the engineers down to 2 men in that squad, gonna have to run away, and now firing at the conscripts there. Lag of the game, pretty early lag of the game that time. And Kuba wagon all the way back here, and trying to hold off these conscripts over this way. Meanwhile, the Stern Pioneers battling out with the conscripts behind the sandbags there. The Volksgrenadier is now going to be flanking the rear side of the conscripts. Meanwhile, the Kuba wagon pressing them up. Looks like a Vickers has been set up right in front of the Pioneers over here. They're holding out for now, and we'll be able to stall these troops for a little while, but we'll have to get out of there sooner or later here. Another sniper coming up to try and get some shots in on that HMG or these infantry here.
The platoon command post is finished and ready for use.
And the center still hasn't been taken yet, and looks like the British force is going to be trying that right now. And so it is currently 1 star to 1 star, or they do not have the bottom victory point here now. Stern Pioneers just standing just outside of range of it. And conscripts and Volksgrenadiers now going at it, and there goes a Molotov inside the building there, burning up these Volksgrenadiers, and doesn't see that the that Molotov hit that building right away, so kind of lagged in getting out of there. And now Volksgrenadiers versus infantry here. It looks like the Volksgrenadiers losing out a little bit. Going to try and get behind the cover of this truck. But it looks like a little bit too late as we have infantry on both sides now. So the British forces, the Allies, now own 2 victory points. 2-0. So currently taking down the score there of the Germans. Conscripts still battling out with these Stern Pioneers here. It's lasting quite a while. And Kuba wagon forcing away some conscripts. And conscripts desperately trying to take that territory point, but this Kuba wagon providing very pesky fire there. Infantry now moving in, going after that battle group headquarters, and just going to be going by it, just peppering it up as they run by. Why not? Vickers running on home, and those engineers ended up exiting, and now taking that right side victory point for the Germans. And Kuba wagon taking some shots here, going to burst through the fence and get on out of there. And we have some infantry here with the pyrotechnics. And I'm going to call in some artillery right here. It's only going to be 1 artillery this early in the game, but still going to do some damage to that battle group headquarters should it hit And Volksgrenadiers getting shot at from both sides here in cover, but not from these conscripts back here. Conscripts are in negative cover, so taking additional accuracy if they want to fire on those conscripts. Meanwhile, conscripts taking that left side victory point. And center still belongs to the Allies. And 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers firing at the conscripts, again in negative cover there, so taking additional accuracy. And I'll lose out squad there pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the Grenadiers over here taking that munitions point. And 2 kills so far on that sniper for the Germans. Looks like a mortar coming out for the Russian player there, and 6-pounder on the way for the British forces. Has a sniper of their own to try and counter-snipe that German sniper, so we'll see who gets the first kill at some point in this game.
6-pounder anti-tank gun.
And Vickers now firing away on the Grenadiers. And I'm going to back that up just a little bit. Meanwhile, the center being held by the Allies here. A couple conscripts in the center, now taking that munitions point, holding out behind that wreckage there. And Kübelwagen firing away, and we'll suppress him soon. And there it goes now. Meanwhile, on the right side, the fight for the right side victory point. We have some Grenadiers here defending it, but Vickers heavy machine gun and some infantry for the British forces to try and deal with these Grenadiers over here. Meanwhile, taking that right side munitions point as well for the Germans. Oh, and a Molotov goes off all over those Volksgrenadiers. Loses a Volksgrenadier. Standing in the fire there, and down to 4 in this squad. Very low on health. Needs to heal that up. Go back to the battle group headquarters there. Staying around for a little while. Let those medics go to work. 82mm mortar here. Is a little bit vulnerable behind that fence. Nothing really too much guarding it other than these engineers here, and they are gone. So gonna have to pick up this mortar and run on out of there. And mortars coming down on those Volksgrenadiers that are injured. And sniper firing away. We have 1 kill on the British forces sniper there. Grenadiers looked like they were going after that sniper for a moment. It looks like it'll get away and take a few shots there. And I'm going to try and run after it a little bit, but unfortunately negative cover there, and down to 3 men in that squad, half health.
We're losing a capture point.
And still just two kills for our Wehrmacht sniper as well. And meanwhile, the Storm Pioneers taking that far left victory point for the Germans. They'll finally have 2 there for a little while, and taking that center as well with those Grenadiers. Conscripts holding out pretty well against this Kübelwagen and not getting suppressed just yet. And Volksgrenadiers firing away as well. And that mortar firing away from the safety of the base at the Volksgrenadiers there. And down pretty low. If they suffer a hit, any kind of direct hit there, they might lose the whole squad or a few men there with such low health. And 2 Volksgrenadiers taking that munitions point, and Kübelwagen backing up. So now the Germans owning the majority of the map, has all 3 victory points, and the majority of the resources on the map as well. So we have 43 and 22 to 16 and 10, or rather 52 and 32 for the Wehrmacht of the true value, I suppose. And looks like Molotov goes off inside the house again and gets out, suffers some damage there. Have to run on back to that headquarters and heal up, down to 3 men in that squad. And now a big push from the Allies is coming on in. Some infantry with that sniper in the back as well, and bringing up the mortar, and a couple of, you have a 76 and a 6-pounder here to deal with just that Kübelwagen. So a little bit of overkill there for that Kübelwagen. They are very, very sick of that pesky Kübelwagen and want to get rid of it for good. And moving up close to it, but being wise with that Kübelwagen, trying to get it out of there. And this 6-pounder's way too close there. Going to be taking some damage and loses a man out of that squad. Now taking that right side or center victory point there, and it's really pretty much undefended. And going after that sniper and infantry in a bad spot here. They were trying to get that sniper. It would have been worth it if they could have got that sniper, but now just going to lose a couple of men for it and not really going to gain anything out of it. Throws some smoke there for the artillery, and we'll see if he has 2 just yet. No, he still just has the 1. And going to be firing away on that battle group headquarters. Oh, and this guy's right on that smoke, and it could potentially land right on that guy, but no, lands way over there. That was very, very inaccurate. And British forces pushing forward again. That sniper in the back. Total of 6 kills. And for our Wehrmacht, we have a total of 4 kills on that sniper. We do have 2 snipers, though, so each one has 4 kills. And Volksgrenadiers here standing in negative cover, taking some unnecessary damage. We have an ISG now out on the field, but we have a sniper over here as well. 1 sniper over here and 1 over here. Pretty good sniper placement on both sides there to cover this a wide girth of the map there. As you can see, both of the snipers pretty much cover the whole center. Conscripts now taking that munitions point, down to 3 men there. And ISG firing away. And being very inaccurate at that as well.
Guards troops ready for action.
And now trying to take this center victory point back for the Germans here. And score so far 429 to 403, so a pretty close game. 37-23 to 47-29. So just a bit more resources there for the Wehrmacht. The Russians now starting to catch up again, starting to catch some of those resources back, and could go over here and take some of these resources, as there's really not too much going on there. Up at the top of the map, and now bringing some infantry over there just now. And snipers are on hold fire, so he's just individually using them so that they stay in stealth and camouflaged. And Kugelwagen coming on down here to suppress the engineers that moved down here. And moved a little bit too far. Now some engineers going to get a little bit of damage in on that Kugelwagen, but probably won't be able to take it out. And both of these packs up here ready to rock, but not too much armor on the field. We do have a Jagdpanzer now for the OKW, but other than that, there really isn't too much other than that Kugelwagen. So a couple of these definitely going to come in handy here now that the Jagdpanzer's out. Incendiary grenade lands all over that mortar there. It does a little bit of damage, but manages to escape without any lives lost. Meanwhile, over on the right side, British forces taking back some of that right victory point there, and the territory points pretty much uncontested. There's really nothing over there just yet for the Germans to really stomp that. Emplacement has been set down here for the British forces, now firing away. Firing very long range. And Volksgrenadiers throwing incendiary grenade on those conscripts there, but they don't suffer too much damage. They were already just about out of the way of it. And we have some guard rifle infantry out on the map. Repairing up this battle group headquarters from those frequent artillery barrages, and now upgrading that company command post, so you will have 2 to be able to fire at once.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Kugelwagen up to a 2-star veteran now, and I'm going to back out of there. And I'm going to try and suppress these guards, but unfortunately he's really got to get out of there. The guard rifle is really, really good, effective against the Kugelwagen with the PTRS anti-tank rifles on such light armor. Now Allies making pretty close here. Going to throw a grenade on the Volksgrenadiers there, but they move out of the way in time. And just down to 2 in this squad, but reinforcing right at that battle group headquarters. And Sniper running on home there. Got a little bit too close to the enemy. And Molotov's going down all over the place here, throwing it down and denying the cover of the stone wall there. And now bringing back some conscripts. But plenty of conscripts to go around just yet, and some engineers up here. And he does have 3 Panzerschrecks on all of his Volksgrenadiers there. So definitely has some anti-tank potential. And just down to 1 man in this squad here. May actually lose this conscript squad. Going to focus on that for just a moment, but now going to focus on this squad here. And down to 1 man, but will most likely get away. And 82mm mortar here out of place a little bit. Could push forward, throw an incendiary grenade on this, or at least just force it away either way. And some grenadiers in following the Volksgrenadiers. Pesky Kugelwagen forcing away the Royal Engineers from the center victory point. They did neutralize it though. Infantry section moving after the Kugelwagen. Unfortunately, just going to get suppressed in that location, and not going to do much good there. Going to hop over the fence. Still really not going to be a very good place. The Kugelwagen going to back up. They will get up though, except the Sturm Pioneers are now coming, and they may not get up.
Ready and waiting for orders.
And Sturm Pioneers are right up on this infantry, and it forces the retreat there. Now 1 victory point for each team, 404 to 388 score for resources, 37-23 to 31-26. So surpassed the Wehrmacht a little bit in munitions, not so much in the fuel. Now got dropped down a little bit. And recapturing the fuel over here for the Germans and the territory point, so quite a bit of incoming for the Germans now. Some Grenadiers moving up, and the 2 snipers also moving up. 8 kills and 9 kills on the other sniper.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And I don't know if the British forces still has their sniper. They do, and it only has 7 kills. It's all the way back at base, not really been utilized right now. And a Centaur is on the map, and coming towards the center now. Centaur coming towards the center. So many C words. And the Grenadiers forcing away the conscripts from the center there. Another Molotov goes down, and they run right through it, and huge damage on those Grenadiers that time around. And here comes the Jagdpanzer now, and luckily they had this Jagdpanzer early, and now it can deal with this Centaur there. Centaur takes quite a bit of damage. Go through, and even more damage, and Volksgrenadiers on the back side here going to hit with the Panzerschrecks, except they're getting tossed around there. And now loses that Centaur, so not much done with that Centaur there. It could have been a lot bigger deal than that. It certainly was not, with the helpfulness of the Jagdpanzer and a couple flanking Volksgrenadiers as well.
The gun is not crude. Not anymore.
And the battle constantly over the center here, but 2 victory points belong to the Germans right now, 388 to 388, even Stevens. And ISG is vulnerable here, and the guard rifle can throw a grenade right on that ISG, and ISG is going to eat it, not going to be able to move out of the way in time, but only loses 1 man, and they are right next to that battle group headquarters anyway, so not too big of a deal. Incendiary goes off on the ground there, and forces the conscripts on out of there. Just 2 men in that squad, a 3-star though. And 1 man in this squad here, really, really low, but I don't think the engineer is going to be able to finish it off. And now 3 stars for the Germans right now. Taking down the Allied score pretty quickly. And that belonging to the Germans there in the center. Looks like the British forces are on the right side, plotting here on the right side, but some Grenadiers taking the territory point all the way up top. And now it looks like the Russian player was going towards the left side of the map, but now deciding against it or going sort of juking back and forth there. And Grenadiers pushing forward and was going after that mortar squad, but now distracted by the conscripts here. And mortar's going to land right near these Grenadiers, if that's where they're firing at. And indeed, takes pretty much a direct hit there, down to 2 men with a very, very low health score there. Retreating now. Infantry retaking the right side of the map, and some conscripts over out here on the left side taking that fuel point. So now starting to spread out a little bit, other than the center. Air landing officer is out on the map there. We got a glider HQ. And Royal Engineers moving towards the Volksgrenadiers. We have some infantry inside the building as well. And they do get out before the incendiary grenade comes, and Vickers heavy machine gun forces the retreat. Grenadiers going at it with engineers over here, and down to 2 men in that squad. Takes a pretty wicked mortar hit. Some conscripts and guard rifle moving forward on the Volksgrenadiers. And there are 5 of them, pretty full health though. And here goes the mortar now, or Molotov rather. And lands all over those Volksgrenadiers and doing damage currently, and need to get out of there. And I think they're maybe touching that fire now, but they did lose 2 men out of that squad, and it doesn't look like they're touching the fire. And ISG in a little bit of trouble here with the Royal Engineers all over it and the air landing officer, and it doesn't look like it's going to get to decrew that though. Unfortunately, I have to retreat out of there. There's 2 Grenadier squads with the LMGs tearing them up.
300 points stand between us and defeat.
Victory point now being taken by conscripts here, and that will leave the Allies with 2 victory points. So it's going to turn the score around and try it again. And so 300 to 388, and the resources 42, 26 to 36 and 29. So pretty much even resources, a little bit more munitions again for the Allies, which has been pretty consistent this game. And now 2 snipers moving forward here, going to get 2 shots on this Vickers. It's only got 3 men in the squad. And down to 1 man, and may actually decrew that. Could have. They're going to launch a rifle grenade, and a little bit too late though. They got suppressed and couldn't crawl up there just fast enough. And Volksgrenadiers now pushing forward, going to take this munitions point back. And the center victory point, as they currently have no victory points at all. The center is neutralized, and the right and left belonging to the allies. Meanwhile, down at the bottom here, conscripts holding out against this fuel cache, trying to take this territory point, but ran into the full fuel cache a little bit hard and throwing a Molotov on there. Now it's burning up, and Grenadiers trying to stop them, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop it before this fuel cache. Maybe they might be able to throw another Molotov soon here. Oh, and a rifle grenade eats them up, eats the whole squad up. That was a very excellent rifle grenade, very nice indeed. Sturm Tiger already out on the map, but that's a very fast Sturm Tiger. It's already at 12 command points here for Momo, and already has a Sturm Tiger out. I think that's almost a record there. 20 minutes with a very fast Sturm Tiger, and we'll see what he can do with this throughout the game. And hopefully he doesn't lose this. Always like to see a 5-star Sturm Tiger on the map. And ZIS, 2 ZIS here to deal with that Sturm Tiger, and so he's got to watch out when he's reloading this. Those ZIS get a hold of him, going to do huge damage. And over on the right side here, we do have a Cromwell dealing with a bunker over here, trying to clear it up a little bit for infantry to push through there later. And Volksgrenadiers over here taking that fuel point back. And this Sturm Tiger, what is it going to do? Oh, it looks like it's aiming now. It's aiming at these troops, but decided it looks like he canceled it as they were moving out of the way a little bit too quickly there. Guards, conscripts, and an engineer, friend, helper squad there following. They think they're doing something, but they're not really doing much. And Volksgrenadiers holding out 3 men. And down to 2. And here comes the Sturm Tiger again, trying to intimidate these troops on out of here, but fortunately the Sturm Tiger is so slow. Oh, and loses a Volksgrenadier squad. And now the Sturm Tiger's in a little bit of trouble. Anti-tank grenade damages the engine, and now 276s are firing away at the Sturm Tiger. May actually lose this. And takes another hit from the 76. Needs to push these up and take out that Sturm Tiger. That would be really, really nice to take that out. And here comes the strafe. And down to a very low portion of health there, about a 5th of his health. And he does big damage. It damages the main cannon there on that Sturm Tiger. And cannot fire now. Volksgrenadiers going to eat a Molotov. Not too much damage there. Does force the retreat. Now going to be able to take that munitions point back should they choose. And it looks like they're still going after this Sturm Tiger here. Pushing up that 76, trying to get at it. And 2 Volksgrenadiers here in a very tight position. This is not a good position. A Molotov right there or a grenade would be absolutely devastating. It would almost take out probably both squads. Could be RNG anyway. Here comes a grenade from the guards. Oh, it takes out so many of them. And it is a 4-star and a 5-star. Definitely did not want to lose these 2 squads here, and will not lose these 2 squads as he's constantly reinforcing at the battle group headquarters. But that did cost him quite a bit to actually reinforce all of that there. Panther is out for our Wehrmacht player, and now moving forward here, going after the Cromwell. And probably could have got a couple extra shots on that Cromwell if he was a level 1 veteran. Could have used that Blitzkrieg ability, but not quite just yet. And 2 Pack 40s here in the center. 76ers look like they're backing up here. Going to be backing up into place again, waiting for that Sturm Tiger to come on out or some other opportunistic opportunity. And Panther here backing out. Grenadiers coming up to the munitions point, but going to be contested here by Royal Engineers on the right side, belonging to the British forces. 257 to 355 so far. The Germans winning the game. Slowly but surely. Or perhaps surely. It is not surely. And the conscripts moving down to the left side victory point here, and there's really nothing to stop them at the moment, so they will at least neutralize that before something is going to be able to get over there. And now taking that center as well, and soon the allies here will have the potential to own all 3 victory points, and that's something they definitely need right now to take down that score. A little bit lopsided right now, about a little over 100 less than their opponent. A couple of snipers now moving up to the top here. Pretty much equal kills too. That's pretty surprising. 20 and 17, only 3 difference there, and both a 2-star veteran. And eating up those conscripts. Each gaining another kill there. Volksgrenadiers pushing forward. Going to try and take back this center victory point. And we do have an IS-152 out on the field. It's a very interesting game indeed. A couple of things you don't see all the time is the Sturm Tiger and the IS-152. And now we just kind of need a KV-2 if only they had industry there. And then it would be a really rare game. See what kind of damage this IS-152 can do this game. And the mortar has been pushed up, a 2-star veteran, and it looks like an Su-76 coming as well. And now that Cromwell still going strong there for the British forces. So now IS-152 versus just a Sturm Tiger, really. And for the Wehrmacht, still has that Panther out, too. So a little bit more armor for our allies right now with that Cromwell and the IS-152. Cromwell down here was trying to deal with these flak emplacements by the looks of it. It was just scouting down here. And Sturm Tiger now pushing forward, and unfortunately this is going to be kind of bad if he gets shot by both that Su-76 and the Su-152. Ooh, and bombs the troops over there and gets some kills in. And looks like got 8 total kills there. Just absolutely devastated that whole area. Very nice, that Sturm Tiger. And Panther taking some shots here. And a little bit stunned from the IS-152 and the Su-76, and got to back up. The Strafe's going to do big damage here. The next plane is coming with the 37s. I believe those are 37 millimeters, aren't they? 37, yeah, for sure. We're not 37 millimeters. We do a lot of damage. So now the Allies definitely with a commanding position in this game, turning it around really quickly here. 249, 268, just eating away the score of the Germans here really, really quickly. Just a couple minutes ago, they had over 100 more points, and now are pretty much equal. 3 Pack 40s here getting all chewed up by the air power. And now Cromwell pushing forward here, going after the battle group headquarters, and the IS-152 could finish it off too, but I don't think it may not actually be in the line of sight there for that IS-152. Don't really know. And with these 2 tanks here pushing forward, and just really the Panther and the Sturm Tiger. Sturm Tiger has been decrewed. And looks like going for it now, and it looks like it may have gotten decrewed while it was trying to repair or actually reload. Must have gotten struck there. And now Sturm Tiger moving forward. It has been reloaded and ready to go, and it looks like it may be going for the Cromwell, or if it could go for the Su-76 too, and one-shot that Su-76, no problem. But it looks like it's going to go after these troops now, and oh, this is going to be pretty bad. Here we go. Oh, so many deaths, and had 8 kills the last time. Only has 9 now. Very interesting. This must be a new one brought in. Not really sure what happened. I actually didn't see if he lost out of their Sturm Tiger. Or since it got decrewed, so I think it got reset there. So my bad. And got 9 kills there. So technically, pretty much has 17 kills. But so far 9, we'll say officially. Churchill backing up here, and Crocodile taking some shots. And there's packs all over the place. And a 6-pounder stolen by the OKW there as well. And now the Su-76 firing away at that 6-pounder. And here comes a head elephant. So this is a very, very strange game indeed. This is one of the most interesting armor games I've seen in a while. We have a Sturm Tiger, elephant, well, Crocodile, which isn't too unusual these days. And we did that IS-152 along with an Su-76. But it looks like the Su-76 was lost at some points. Didn't see that either. So much action going on with all of this armor. And Elephant pushing forward now. And he needs to recrew the 6-pounder in this Pack 40 here to deal with that IS-152. And so the Germans have taken back 2 of the victory points, so stalled their point loss for a moment, but it's 233 to 213, so they did lose more points overall there. So now it's a long-range tank versus a long-range tank. Very interesting matchup, an Elephant versus an IS-152. And along with the help of that Sturm Tiger, just absolutely eating troops up. And going to recruit both of these and push it towards that IS-152, but going to back them up for now. And maybe heal those up, reinforce them. And Elephant pushing forward here, and not sure if this is going to be the best idea. The ally could, or the enemy could have quite a bit of stuff. Pack 40 there, moving back in camo. And going after that IS-152. One more shot's going to get it. And it's really, really low. And can that Elephant fire again? Doesn't look like it. Now Cromwell coming at it and forces the Elephant to back up a little bit there with the help of that 76 and the deterrent. And Sturm Tiger pushing forward, and it looked like it was going to try. Oh, it's going to fire. Nope. And it's going to cancel that. And it looks like he was going to go after that Cromwell. I would like to see that. That would be interesting. And looks like the Sturm Tiger now going to go after, oh, and finish that off there. And I'm surprised it didn't actually destroy that 76mm. Now going to back up here. It has nothing left. And total of 12 kills. So got a few kills there on that 76. And with 2 victory points, holding strong here for the Germans, 220 to 213. The Elephant being repaired out in the middle of nowhere here. And 6-pounder now being brought back here. Back to the OKW base. And MG42 has been in this building for a long time. Is that the same MG42? That has been in there for like the whole game pretty much. And now on the right side, Royal Engineer is taking that fuel point from the Germans. Have to react to that soon. Crocodile moving over to the right side here. Looks like he's moving after the MG42 in this building. And this may be this MG42's last days. And gonna get all kinds of burned up here. And looks like he's retreating. It was a pretty good reaction time there and retreated just as it started firing. So he may actually survive this. But Crocodile's gonna be a cheap Nancy and chase and burn these troops. And, oh, so close there. A sliver of health.
Supply hub getter is ready for orders.
And 2 victory points still by the Germans, but not for long here. Conscripts taking the left side victory point for the Russians. 203 to 213, 37 to 20, and 37 to 20. So very, very even. And put some teller mines down on the ground. And if that IS-152 hits those teller mines, that's going to be the end of that IS-152. As it will heavily damage the engine, and Elephant should be able to catch up to it. Also has a Jagdpanzer to deal with that as well. And multiple guns as well. Got 6-pounder and that Pack 40. And now bringing some Volksgrenadiers to retake that left side victory point. Conscripts decided to abandon that and just go right after this fuel point instead. Sniper's still racking up kills here. 33 kills. And 30 kills on the other sniper. And Sturm Tiger moving out, looking for trouble. And I don't think it's going to find it. There's not too much out there right now. And looks like it's going after those infantry, but unfortunately they get away. And now an airstrike coming down on these packs here. And trying to get out of there as soon as possible. And looks like he's not going to suffer any damage there. So good reaction time once again on that airdrop. And victory point here is neutralized, so each side only has 1 victory point. And airdrop coming in and blasting this whole area here, hitting that Painter 4 command tank. That annoying plane flying around, getting some kills, but not going to last too long. All those flat cannons just blasting, as you can see. That's pretty cool. Actually, flat cannons should take it down sooner or later here. And it's actually taking a lot of heat. That is 1 armored plane. And now lots of troops here moving out for the Germans to the center of the map. Going to try and retake that. And still taking flak there. And where's it going to land? Where's it going to land? Not going to land on anything. IS-152 has moved forward and now firing at troops. And British forces still just really have this Crocodile here. And now the Jagdpanzer going after it, and it also has to deal with this Panzer IV as well. And takes a little bit too much damage, going to be backing off there. Elephant now versus the IS-152 again, and IS-152 facing the wrong way there. Elephant knows that it's there, and I don't know if he knows that this Elephant is back here. And now pushing forward. Crocodile backing up, like the Jagdpanzer trying to get in a position to fire again, but unfortunately hits around the church in time there. And 3 packs here going after the Crocodile. And 2 of them are 6-pounders, 1 of them is a Pack 40, but technically all packs. And Sturm Tiger looks like he got some more kills here. It's got 14. It looks like maybe only 1 There's a body there, maybe 2 kills. And now reloading this Sturmtiger here. Shell is so big they need to use a crane to do so. Now, Crocodile going to be lost here, and Jagdpanzer finishes it off. Elephant with the help of the elephant there. And now takes a shot there from that 6-pounder and is blocked by his own packs. And going to take another shot. And looks like it may be out of sight range, though. Just out of sight range.
We have 200 points now.
And so he survives that now, successfully reloaded. The Sturmtiger there. Two victory points for our Germans, 194 to 194, dead even game so far. 73 munitions per minute there for our allies. That is huge. And 35 to 16 and 10, so not much at all for our Germans right now. They do have the victory point advantage with 2 of them, but they have absolutely no income relative to their opponents. 73 munitions, that's one of the highest I've seen. It's pretty much about as high as you can get. Without getting a couple more territory points here. And Elephant backing off there, takes a couple rockets there, or bombs, does a little bit of damage to that Elephant. And M. Vickers firing away at the Royal Engineers. 2 snipers now both level 3. One with 40 kills. The other one with exactly 40 kills. Very interesting sniper group there. 3 and 3 and 40 and 40. Sturmtiger looking for some more trouble. And it looks like another Crocodile is out for our British forces. 222 trying to chase the troops away from here. And 6-pounder there, blast the frontal armor of the 222. Very, very low in health. It backs it out, and I'm bringing in some Grenadiers, but a little bit too much here to deal with. Needs to bring up a little bit more than that. The Panzer IV might be a welcome sight, but the 6-pounder there and the Crocodile going to be a little bit too much to deal with. Looks like that Jagdpanzer going into position now. And T-34 76 out of the map too for the Russians. We actually have 2 T-34 76s out on the map, and on the left side. And that might be exactly what he needs right now, is the mobility of the T-34 to really flank around that Elephant and get some rear armor shots. And Crocodile now firing away on these Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers just eating that fire and now running away. And now chasing down those Volksgrenadiers and going to finish it off. And now the snipers there in a little bit of trouble, and they retreat in time. That was very close. Conscripts now taking that left side victory point. And 1 T-34 was lost there by multiple packs there. It looked like a triple shot. Must have destroyed that. And do have 2 ISGs, one in control of the Wehrmacht. They picked that up earlier. And multiple tank destroyers here moving across now, and going to move right into the side of that pack. Takes a shot. And going to fire a preemptive shot there on that conscript squad. Finishes it all off, and now 20 kills on that Sturmtiger. Now Katyusha now being developed for the Russians. And to bomb this area, there's just so much going on here. It's not a surprise to get a Katyusha. And I'd like to see some like infantry from the British forces, if somehow they can get around here and throw some pyrotechnics down there to launch artillery in this area. Just you pretty much get something. Because it's just so dense here from the Germans, and Royal Engineers pushing forward, infantry pushing forward as well. And it might be exactly what they're doing. No, this is just a medical infantry section. And Strafe goes over that elephant there. And stunning that elephant. It needs to get out of there. And it definitely knows what's going on there now. But pulls the IS-152 back. Technically an ISU-152. I just call it the IS-152. A little bit easier. Rolls off the tongue easier. And now that Churchill gets a rear armor shot on that elephant. Elephant turns around, though, menacingly large cannon now facing at that crocodile. However, the elephant now facing the wrong way, and IS-152 trying to push up. And now going to be going after the Panzer IV here. Does have some recon just flying overhead, so you can really see what's going on. And it's a... Tiger fires again. I unfortunately didn't see it, but he did have 20 kills before, so now 24 kills, so he did kill 4 things. Oh, the plane goes down all over the place here. And may have damaged that elephant a little bit, actually. And if this was actually the pre-nerf patch, they actually nerfed the fact that these planes used to do a lot more AoE and a lot more damage. And if that was pre-patch, that probably may have taken out that elephant, or at least done huge damage to it. And done more damage than that, certainly. And T-34 now in a little bit of trouble here. Its engine heavily damaged, but it doesn't look like there's anything really over here that's going to be able to take it out. Should be able to cripple itself away. And no Panzerschreck on these Volksgrenadiers either. Su-85 now out in the field here for the Russians. Going to try his own hand at multiple tank destroyers. So he has an ISU-152 and the Su-85. So a pretty good combination, really. Side by side, they would do quite a bit of damage.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
And now the Katyusha bombing away here, but not going to get too much. Has a few kills and raising up the experience level just a little bit on that Katyusha. And the Jagdtiger, or Jagdpanzer, was destroyed at some point. Didn't actually see where it was lost. And air landing officer, infantry moving in, gonna try and take this victory point back. They do own the right side victory point. So a 187 to 91, very, very close game now. And Crocodile coming around this side here, burning up some troops and burning up the snipers a little bit there. And Elephant turning around here, gonna get some shots in on that Crocodile. And does huge damage there. Uses that target weak point on that Crocodile. Oh, and the Storm Tiger shot it. Very nice, and did huge damage to it. And now we have a Sherman Firefly on the map for the British forces, and coming along. And it does have those tulip rockets, and they are ready to go. It does have the munitions to use it. So it could do huge damage to a tank if you can get a hold of them. 222 there has been abandoned. And now bringing up a couple of packs here against that IS-152. Gonna back them up now. Now taking pack shots, and IS-152 now backing up. And that Su-85 is already in the back here. And so far, almost on the way to a one-star veteran. IS-152, 34 kills on that IS-152, and only one-star veteran. Left side victory point now being taken back by the Allies. And the center victory point here is neutral. It's being trying to be taken here by the Germans. And Su-85 is a little bit out of place. Could bring up that elephant there and get a good shot on it. Su-85 being used there for the extended sight range. Now we got 50 kills and 46 kills on the other sniper, so a total of 96 kills between these snipers.
We must stiffen our resolve. We are down
Now trying to steal that infantry support gun from the Germans, and I don't know if they're going to get away with this or not. And we have an airstrike here coming through and hitting all kinds of stuff there, but didn't do too much damage. And Sturm Tiger fired again, and I did not see where it fired. Where is that Sturm Tiger? Where is the Sturm Tiger? And looks like it hit something, and I didn't see what it hit, but it does have 30 kills now. That sneaky Sturm Tiger. And Volksgunner is taking huge hits here from this T-34 and trying to Shrek it, but unfortunately just losing their lives here. And I need to retreat on out of there. They did successfully get that victory point, so now I need to run on home and make it lose. And bringing over the packs now, and T-34 in a little bit of trouble. And Jagdpanzer coming as well as fast as it can here towards that T-34, but it doesn't look like it's going to be fast enough. T-34 stops for a moment, and this might not be good here, and he's coming around the other side. And this might actually be a decent juke if he doesn't notice it coming out the other side. Oh no, he's going to burst through the fence, and he's going to spot this. Oh, but he's facing the wrong way. And this is a crazy battle here. And T-34 does not juke right there and goes right in front of that Jagdpanzer. Goes on the wrong side of the Jagdpanzer there. And looks like the T-34 will get away for the day. And will be repaired back up. Crocodile on the map again. Sherman Firefly's main weapon heavily damaged there. Needs that repaired. And does have an ISG from the Germans. Using it against them there. And IS-152 ready to fire. And Elephant fires. And now backing up this IS-152 here. Loses the IS-152. And Elephant comes out on top.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
And shoots that Crocodile. Crocodile takes a pretty big hit there. And now the Elephant getting shot at by the PaK-40 as well. And I'm going to back that on out of there. And British forces own 2 of the victory points. So 174 to 64 now. And on the left side here, Sturm Tiger looks like it's looking for some trouble. Looking for something to fire at. And I'm going to fire at these conscripts by the looks of it. And Incendiary Grenade forces them away too early and cancels that. And now 2 victory points still belong to the Allies, taking down that score very quickly here of the Germans. 51 points left, and Crocodile pushing forward. Takes a shot from that Elephant, and now the Panzer IV taking shots from the Sherman Firefly. Going to back out into the territory there, hidden behind the cover. Sturm Tiger pushing forward along with a couple packs here. And another IS-152 has been brought out as soon as that one was defeated. And German's going to be taking the center victory point with these Grenadiers if they can hold out long enough. And looks like that's the case. Looks like they will be able to hold out, and it doesn't look like anything's really going to stop them just yet. And Sherman Firefly has been repaired up, and now that Crocodile needs repairing. But it doesn't look like he has really any Royal Engineers out on the map at the moment. Jagdpanzer now moving forward here, going to be close to that IS-152. IS-152 moving, and now fires. And that was an actual, looked like the deflection there, and that was very strange from that IS-152.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And IS-152 going to fire again there. Oh, and a big hit on that Jagdpanzer. And Su-85 over here will finish off that Jagdpanzer, and doesn't finish it off. And Sturm Tiger fires on that infantry support gun, now down up to 34 kills. And you look like the Jagdpanzer finished it off and actually survived that, so that was very strange. And that Su-85 there, RNG God, smiled on that Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer deflected that Su-85 shot. Now here comes the Sherman Firefly, launches those 2 rockets, hits the Panzer IV directly. But looks like he will survive just barely. And we'll get out of there. Katyusha now ready to fire and pushed up a little bit too far. I didn't know what that was all about. And must have been an accidental micro there of that Katyusha. Happens sometimes, I suppose. And now the Panzer IV are going to be repaired up by 2 Pioneers. But I would sort of recommend moving this back just a little bit. You never know, an airstrike could come here and finish that all off. And now going to be trying to take the right side victory point here. This is Volksgrenadiers center victory point belongs to the Germans and the left side, so might be able to turn this around here. And decruise that 6-pounder there. So Sherman Firefly and the Ice-152 are pretty much the only things on the map. Looks like, oh no, the Crocodile still out on the map for the Allies here. And now chasing down the Volksgrenadiers. And Commandos destroy any Volksgrenadiers moving along. Storm Tiger fires. It surprisingly doesn't kill that whole guard squad because it started retreating just as that fired. That one managed to actually negate some of that damage. There's a PTRS anti-tank rifle on the ground for the taking for some lucky squad to pick up. And I don't suppose it would be all that useful in this particular game because of the Crocodile so heavily armored and the ISU-152 so heavily armored as well. But still, why not? And Elephant moving on ahead here and getting pretty close to this Pack 40. Pack 40 fires. There are two snipers here. It looks like one sniper was lost at some point and had to restart there.
Ready for instructions.
IS-152 now moving forward at the Elephant and fires on the Pioneers instead, and he really needs to put that Praetori's vehicles on. But he is racking up quite a bit of kills either way, but could have hit that Elephant instead, which is probably the more priority target at the moment.
Our bunker can now accommodate an MG-42.
Now left side victory point being taken by engineers and put some demo charge there as well. Right side belongs to the Allies as well. 96-45, very, very close game.
Heavy tank awaiting orders.
And a very interesting choice of armored vehicles as well. This Sturm Tiger now up to 36 kills. IS-152 hits that command tank there, but it looks like it deflected again. Very, very unlucky IS-152 there.
Here we go. Get ready to move.
Black half-track taking out the engineers over here, and meanwhile the Volksgrenadiers will take that back. And it looks like an airstrike moving on overhead. And gonna land all over the place over here, but it looks like it's going to miss the majority of everything. Just going to hit this 5-star support gun, and it really didn't take too much out there. Looks like they decrewed that pack, maybe, but not too big of a deal. And now the Germans boldly in the middle, and here comes the Sturm Tiger and fires, and looks like it hits some of those conscripts, and maybe only one of the conscripts has 37 kills now. So definitely not a very worthwhile launch there, but however the incendiary grenade from the Volksgrenadiers finishes those conscripts off. T-34 out on the map for the Russians. And just pretty much constantly repairing this Elephant. So now 2 victory points back for the Wehrmacht and the Germans in general. 81-38. Now taking down the Allies score here. And Commandos coming in the center, going to try and get the job done themselves. And pushing forward, and going to go camo, but unfortunately getting shot at now. And trying to push forward, and unfortunately that didn't work at all. And got pushed right back out of there. Elephant pushing forward, and the Panzer IV pushing up a little bit here towards the edge to stop anything from taking this victory point. Now, right now, it's absolutely clutch that they hold on to these victory points. And the Sturm Tiger moving over to the left side, and half-track should join it as well to stomp the guard rifle here. And looks like he's coming around, and he's going to spot. He's going to try and come around the far side here. Oh, nope. And he looks like he was going to fire for a moment. He's going to try and fire at this T-34, and it's going to be too late. Should cancel that. And not going to happen there. And may just have to fire at the guard rifle instead. And he does, and hits the majority of them. Now up to 42 kills on that Sturm Tiger. And now with these 2 victory points, they may actually win this game if they can just hold on to these the whole time there. And they do have an MG42 here to stop any troops now, but now we have a Crocodile coming in. Gonna force this MG42 out of here in a pretty quick hurry. And there he goes, picking it up already, and probably not... Ooh, gonna make it out of there. Very, very surprising. He was very, very low. And 3 engineers now coming up. And Katusha barraging back here, but not hitting too much.
An infantry squad has been killed.
Sniper now with 61 kills here and 11 kills on the other sniper. And IS-152 in trouble. And ISU-152 goes down there to all kinds of packs and the Elephant. And now trying to get around this Elephant with a couple Sherman Fireflies. And Elephant gonna fire hard right at the face of this Elephant here. At the Sherman, anyway. Elephant almost gets lost. So close. And here comes the Crocodile coming around the back side. And looks like the Crocodile trying to push forward here. And if the Crocodile pushed forward and got the back side of that Elephant, would have finished it off. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Raquette and Verf are going to fire. And Raquette and Verf are a little bit too slow there. And now the center victory point still in hands of the Germans. Left side still in hands of the Germans as well. 50 to 38. Very, very close now. And keeps pushing that Raquette and Verf up, but can't really quite catch up. And this mortar emplacement is still going from the beginning of the game. A total of 38 kills, a 3-star veteran. So definitely a good choice to put that there throughout the game. It served them very, very well. And that Elephant is in big trouble and needs his engineers to come on up and repair that on up. Oh, and here comes the Katusha barrage, and actually can finish off this Elephant if it just hit it right, but it's very unlikely, but it certainly could. And not going to happen, though. Pretty much would have to hit it with at least 1 missile every wave there, and didn't quite happen.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
And MG42, or Vickers rather, has set up all the way over here at the victory point there. And Sturm Tiger pushing forward. Sturm Tiger looking for some trouble. I'd like to see the Sturm Tiger hit that mortar emplacement. That would be interesting indeed. And looks like he's just sort of diving this forward. And doesn't really see anything to attack, so maybe he's just going back now. Black half-track defending this area here. Runs over a mine. And now its engine is completely damaged. And is at a complete crawl now. But doesn't suffer too much damage, so can repair that engine up pretty quickly. Just needs to bring up some Sturm Pioneers. And he does have 2 of them.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
And Sturm Tiger is going to try and defend itself here, but it's not really going to be able to happen. He's going to have to stop this completely for these to repair it. And now all these tanks are going to be swarming in. We have the Cromwell and the T-34 trying to swarm up here, and we have the Pioneers coming as well. And he needs to stop this. They can't repair it while he's moving, which is kind of hard to do in combat. And to stop it, to prevent it from dying. And I'm going to bring up the Panzer IV and the Elephant now to defend this. And now just going strong to take out this Sturm Tiger. So it's just a swarm here. But it is a huge distraction for the British forces right now, or for the Allies right now, because they're just going after this Sturm Tiger, going around all these tanks here. And not really taking any victory points at the moment. Now down to 13 here, 13 to 38. So very, very close game. Flak half-track in trouble. And now the Crocodile finished off T-34. Not going to make it here. Going to get hit again by the Panzer IV or the Elephant first. And Elephant going to finish off that T-34 there. And multiple Pioneers moving down in and going after that Sturmtiger now. 11 to 38 has been neutralized over here by the incoming force. And now brings all the Pioneers over here in the middle to take this back. However, the Royal Engineers were stalling that as long as they're in this. And they're standing there for their lives right now. And forced to retreat. And now going to be repairing up this Sturmtiger here, but the mortar barrage from the emplacement there is just coming on strong all over that Sturmtiger. And now going to be taking down that score again here.
Put out our last 10 points.
And Cromwell's trying to take out something here. It looks like he's going after that half track, but couldn't quite get it. And now down to 8 points, 8 to 38. Neither side not going for this left side here. And they do say GG. And down to 6 points now. And just now getting on repairing that Sturmtiger. But again, that mortar emplacement up here just giving a real hard time while they're doing it. Guards take a big hit there, but it looks like they're behind cover. They actually kind of survived that. That was unusual. And now the Germans win the game. So it was basically RTN versus RTN, and I'm not sure if this was set up or not, but they came across each other, I think, in just twos randomly, and playing with his friend over here. So a very interesting game. So a friendly RTN game, 2 versus 2 there, but really, really close game. Nice long game. And very, very interesting tank choices this game. You don't really see this all the time. Like an Elephant, a Sturmtiger, a Jagdpanzer, Panzer IV command tank is pretty common, and an IS-152 in the same game. So really, really nice, and lots of crocodiles. Really, really fun game. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.